All right, Westover Warriors, welcome to the October UTA. Fall is upon us, and it should have a beautiful UTA weekend shaping up, so looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I've got to start off again this UTA with some more sad news. Even though we only had a couple of weeks between the September UTA and the October UTA, we had one of our members from the 42nd, Sergeant Ronald Olette. He was killed in a non-combat related incident downrange. And again, the 42nd's been going through some hard times, and I know the wing has been dealing with that. And since that accident has taken place, Ron has been put to rest, known as RJ, and the family and the squadron has been doing well. And we're going to get past this as a team as well. As far as on a happier note, switching back over to the Give 'em 3. I know we've got a bunch of promotions again, 2 pages worth. That's awesome. And more civilian recognition. So great way to show some good effort there and recognition on everyone. As far as the wing status, not much has changed. Still in HBCon Bravo, still doing temperature checks. Still the same procedures and protocols in place with masking and so forth. The only difference is, as you've probably noticed on your local news and in our local area, is that there have been a little bit of a spike in the COVID cases. Even recently with the POTUS announcing that he was positive with his spouse. So again, the threat's real. So same protocols we have been following. Let's just keep that going. My intent for the UTA is kind of a little switch here. Obviously, we've had a tough summer. COVID has really been wearing thin on everyone's nerves and patience. Our resiliency skills have been put to test. So what I want to focus on for this UTA is really look at physically distancing and socially connecting. So we can kind of get back, like I said, in the short period of time, we've lost 4 members throughout the wing. 1 member is a huge impact and too many, but 4 within a 5-month span. That coupled with COVID and everything else is just a good time for us to start out the fiscal year, slow down a little bit, reconnect, and kick things off the right way. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to knock off early on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and we're going to get everyone together over at the club, those who want to participate in the parking lot. It'll be a big roped off area. We will distance, we will mask appropriately, but get up there so we can kind of connect and have some fun. Chief, I know you've been working with Erin and services on that. Any updates on that?
Oh yeah, Erin, she's got a DJ happening. She's got some good food, and it's just going to be a great time for all of us to go out there. We got the fall weather that's going to be greeting us, so I think this is definitely well deserved. A little bit of a downtime and relaxation, but also connecting with the Westover Warriors. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's face out there.
All right, no, that's awesome. I really appreciate you and the rest of the team picking that up. Again, I'm going to ask that everyone goes up there and let's just be smart. Okay, this is a great opportunity for us to go up there and connect. Like I said, I think it's important that we do that. We're doing that at a time, though, that our risk in the area is going up a little bit. So as long as we're all doing our part and calling each other out and having some fun when we're calling each other out, I think we'll have a great time and be able to get after my intent there and really do those important connections that we should be doing. Of course, medical requirements, training, and so forth, all those still play for the UTA. Again, commanders execute your training plans. IMR stats, we're still crushing 4th Air Force. Our goal is to still get after that. For dental is still one of those things that's kind of hurting us a little bit with really being on top of everyone in the 4th Air Force with the IMR. So 2813s are still applicable. And for November UTA, we're going to be doing a big dental rodeo. We're going to be getting a bunch of providers coming in. Yep, as Chief's doing there, a lot of teeth cleaning and inspections and so forth. But it's going to be a great way for us to knock that out. So over to Chief Stockpole and the AMDS team. Thanks for putting that on, and it should be a great way for us to really knock out that IMR type stuff. Excuse me. So the fitness testing is still suspended through the end of December. We'll take a look at where we are with the COVID, and we'll announce that. There's some guidance that's out there. We'll put out onto the SharePoint page, and you'll be able to see where you fit. But everyone will be getting all the credit up to that point. So I'd like to kind of switch a little bit to some updates. I've pushed out a lot of guidance lately to provide that update that we need in many different areas. So the tier ops sustainment plan, that's been updated and tweaked a little bit. It took us to tier 5. And that doesn't mean that anything has changed with COVID. Like I said, we're still doing the same protocols. All I'm doing is accepting a little more risk of who we're allowing onto the installation, which really we've been doing that already for the past month. This really just kind of codifies everything to make it easier at the gate for our defenders out there and their actions trying to validate who's coming onto the installation. Otherwise, really transparent to what we've been doing. So again, everyone's just been really doing things right. As far as the corporate area, need to update that policy. I'll just say that we've been lacking in that area for the guidance to be correct there. So I had to go back there and put that guidance out. Bottom line is 50 minutes or less driving distance. That's what we've been doing. It just wasn't in writing. So that's now validated via document. As far as the ROM and post-deployment downtime, post-deployment is always contentious in itself. It doesn't really fit well for the reserves. And then you throw ROM into it. That's caused a lot of work on our part to try to take and get that guidance out. So the bottom line is everyone's going to come back from deployment, have to do a 14-day ROM period, and then do their post-deployment. And with the updates with the ROM, we're going to be able to allow folks to, if they would like to, ROM at home. And that ROM is going to be based upon a 400-mile driving distance. And that guidance is out there. And that 400 miles matches up with the JTR. So let me kind of touch into a concerning area for me right now, and that's SGLI. Some have kind of had to figure this out the hard way. But SGLI, if you remember, about 6 months or so back, maybe even a little bit longer, it went to an electronic process where it had to be validated online. Within the wing right now, we have 31 approximate airmen that have not elected any type of benefit. Again, I can't force you to elect a benefit, but what I do want you to do is be educated that if you choose to have 0 down there, that you understand the ramifications of that. Otherwise, we have 530 airmen that have not gone out and validated their SGLI. So we're going to get that list out to the commanders. Commanders, I need you to take action on that. And the goal is to have everyone validated and know what you have elected. And again, I'm not trying to force you to elect something, but I do want you to understand what you have put down there and make sure that's what you want. UEI capstone. We're supposed to have our UEI this past spring. COVID required a Rolex of that. So we're going to do our capstone now next year in April. It's going to be the 8th through the 13th. And right now the survey for the capstone is out. That's open. The link is on the SharePoint. Email has been sent out. I'm asking that everyone goes out and completes that survey. Again, honest input. Tell us what you think. Answer the questions. And again, this UEI team will look over the surveys, compile that information, and that'll be part of our capstone event. That survey is open through the 9th of December. So please, that's one of the most important surveys that you're going to take. As far as the budget, another good news story there. This year, we got a little bit more of a requirements-based budget. We're starting off with a very pretty good perspective baseline. And basically, we're starting off with about a $7 million budget, which is about $3 million above where we typically are. We are in this continuing resolution authority. All that means is we can only spend up to a certain authority. That's through the 11th of December. But again, we're starting off in a very good position. So my message is always the same. We are not broke. It is not your worry to worry about the money. It's your worry to wonder what you want to do. Articulate that, and then let me worry about the funding. But we are in a great position for this year. My commander's intents and priorities for the next 45 days, as always, they're published in our daily brief in the pre-UTA slides. And as always, my last point is, if you're ill, don't come to drill. So, Chief, I've run through my list. I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can run us through yours.
Thank you. And sir, I do want to do another shout out for the SGLI and the SOES. It's so important. It's just as important as we talked about last UTA for the VRED, the Virtual Record Emergency Data. They tie in together with the importance of how high it is to make sure you have that complete. And so people who do have to care after your property and what's going on, when it comes to stuff that follows unexpected death or even expected death, there's just so much stress and grief that it's better to know where things are and what the expectations are. It's an uncomfortable conversation. Colonel Peters, but in our family, that's something that we do bring up, and we make sure everybody knows everybody's wishes and what happens next. So I just encourage you to please everyone have that conversation. Thank you. I do want to start with some good news. Congratulations. So the STEP promotees, Westover Warriors, we submitted 10 packages and 8 of those packages were selected for promotion. So congratulations to those 8 promotees. I will tell you, chiefs and supervisors and commanders, thank you for your support on that. A lot of chiefs put a lot of work into the same with the supervisors. So congratulations on those 8 selections there. One of the things that I want to make sure y'all are looking at is keep an eye on the Westover app. Things are always going to be changing. However, you're not going to always get an alert, because if you got an alert for every single change, are you really going to pay attention to the app? So do yourselves a favor, maybe once a week, check on there to see what's going on. For example, the gate changes Monday through Friday over at the James Street gate. That has changed. So keep looking at that. We've added a professional development tile on there. It's going to have a look ahead calendar for 3 months in a row. In fact, this month is going to be the ACA form, feedback. And if you are a supervisor or going to be a supervisor or receiving feedback, you might want to attend this course to make sure it's done effectively and correctly to help you be your best with your career advancement. Another item on the app is the command chief tile. PA had approached me with some information and some questions, and I thought it was a good idea. So there's a command chief tile out there. Please go out, take a look at it, see what you think, offer me some feedback on things that you do want to see. We'll keep a few things there that are static, like the SCODs for evaluations, so you know when your time is coming, and we'll keep the STEP information up there and renew that every year. So we'll keep career progression items on there that really don't change on a regular basis. One thing that you will see on the command chief tile and the UTA tile, we're going to have a SharePoint scavenger hunt. Ooh, I love a good scavenger hunt. And so, like Colonel Peters mentioned earlier about the daily brief, what's on there, there's going to be other questions that are going on, so you guys can hunt and see what's out there on the SharePoint. A lot of the information that you're looking for is going to be there. And so the rules of engagement are, it's going to be a 2-person team. So you and a wingman are going to get together, go through the questions. There's going to be 30 of them, 30 items to go hunt for. And once it goes up on the app on Saturday morning, you have to turn it in by 1600 on Sunday. There will be an email of who to turn it into. And of course, there's going to be a prize for the team of 2 that get all or most of the answers correct, the first one that comes in. So good luck on that. I look forward to seeing what your responses are. And some of those answers you can find in more than one place. So happy hunting on that one there. The only thing I have left, I think, Colonel Peters, is last UTA, everyone picked up the blank holiday cards, the plywood from the USO. And I've seen some sketches and ideas of what's going out there for the other squadrons. So I'm looking forward to see what's going on. There's about 30 cards that are going to be posted up along the base. And I think it's definitely going to add some festivity to our winter coming up. And that's it for me, sir. Any alibis?
Actually, I do need to steal an alibi. So speaking back to the app, we just found out within about the last day that our COVID folder that was on the app was removed by Apple because of the name COVID. There's some sensitivity for whatever reason. So right now there's a new button there. You'll see it's called Hot Topics. So right now we're pushing everything into the Hot Topics folder. So again, just because the COVID folder is not there doesn't mean that we've stopped COVID. It's again, just because we've lost the ability to use that name. And so we've just put it under Hot Topics. So please look under that folder. And that includes some of the other information that I mentioned there. Bear with us. We're trying to work through the logistics of moving that information over. PA's been working that, and Megan, my hat's off to you for all the work you've been doing with that app. That's been awesome, a tool for us. Otherwise, Chief, sounds like a lot of great fun stuff there. Since you've got a little inside knowledge on the holiday cards, I guess you probably won't be helping us much then with the wing cards, since you kind of got some insight there. I don't want to be accused of cheating when we crush everyone with our card, but it should be a lot of good fun. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing them all out there. Scavenger hunt sounds like a great time. So again, thanks for everyone pushing that on. I know the last one was a true success, so this one I'm looking forward to seeing. Otherwise, Chief, I think that's a wrap. So what do you think? Westover Warriors?
Westover Warriors!
Patriots strong.
Patriot